Howdy, folks. Cliffy D, Tim Capper. This is Flightdeck Live. We're actually live on the field at Percival Wilson Stadium, where we just saw the Montreal Alouettes absolutely decimate the Saskatchewan Roughriders by a score of 41-12. Tim, this was...
Is decimate the right word? Are you using a different word? Dominate.
Throttle. Call it what you will, but I mean, this was an absolutely outstanding performance by the Montreal Alouettes. Defense was absolutely on point, causing turnovers, scoring touchdowns. I mean,
they had everything today. They had everything that the team needed. Considering how the game started off, finding out earlier on that Cody Fajardo was not going to start tonight. Mm-hmm. Game time decision as was listed on the depth chart, and I was okay. Needless to say. Obviously, with Caleb Evans being our starter this week. It was just a totally different type of game, though, but they had the perfect game plan.
Yeah, no, they did what they had to do, and running the ball was key. And hello again, Walter Fletcher. Welcome back to the lineup because he went off. Yeah,
he did. I mean, it's, again, obviously with William Stanback being out this week for at least for one game, having him back, man, having Walter back in the backfield went off. You could tell he really wanted to play.
Yeah, hard to believe too that Austin Mack only had one catch this evening, but what a catch! What was his yardage for that touchdown?
For his touchdown, Austin Mack, he only had one target, but it was for 56 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, that's not bad. We were kind of joking with him afterwards. I'm like, if you're only going to get one catch per night, that's the kind of catch you got to make. That's the kind of play you have to make, and it was just kind of a synopsis of the night for the Alouettes, just dominating on all sides of the ball.
Oh, on every facet of this game. I mean, as we know, Fine had to leave early in the game. Was it Dilligala?
Jake Dilligala, yeah.
Came in and for Mason, and it really didn't matter. It really didn't matter at that point. I mean, the Alouettes were really just dominating this game in every facet. I mean, real quickly, as I say, we'll go more into this obviously on the podcast on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Caleb Evans only had 8 completions out of 13 for 149 yards. But obviously, the big touchdown was the touchdown by the Big Mac himself. Walter Fletcher, 15 attempts for 73 yards. Alouettes had over 180 combined rushing yards today. Everybody got into it, and obviously for receiving, it was actually, is this right? Walter, this Mac has 56 yards, but Fletcher? Oh yeah, Fletcher had that one catch for 68 yards. Can't forget about that. It's like he didn't run that one.
No. I was actually very surprised. I was honestly expecting him to be nominated the player of the game for the Alouettes.
I would have, yeah. I did. I did it online, and I thought that he should have gotten it. But I can understand why they gave it to Caleb Evans.
Yep. No, and again, he stepped into a situation, it was literally last-minute decision to pull Cody from the game. Caleb Evans gets the start. He looked solid. Wasn't perfect. I mean, he did have one interception thrown.
Yeah, in the red zone, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's...
Listen, it happens. What are you going to do about that? But, I mean, I think, let's not forget, too, Jeshua Antwi, his first CFL touchdown, so shout out to him. I mean, he played absolutely outstanding as well. I mean, this was, as far as I'm concerned, a dominant effort on all three facets of the football.
It was, and it is something that the team needed, considering how, even with all the injuries, even with the change of starting quarterback today, I think it just goes to show that even with this type of adversity, the team was able to come together and, as we've been saying through this entire broadcast, just totally decimated the Saskatchewan Roughriders, which usually has the history of getting decimated in Montreal over at least the past 5 or 6 years, but it was just a total domination.
Yeah, and again, let's not forget, too, Saskatchewan did have a short week. They had to fly east to come and play this game, so you can kind of understand where things were going at that point. But I mean, a lot of people were considering this the Jason Moss / Cody Fajardo revenge game, and when we spoke to Coach Moss after the game, he was adamant that this was not revenge minded as far as he was concerned. Like he was here to just do a job. He was past everything like that, and I believe him. I absolutely believe that. But He did admit this was a pretty sweet. The fact that the big narrative against Jason Moss last year was the fact that he didn't run the ball enough. Well, he definitely ran the ball enough tonight, so you got to give props to that. That was just absolutely outstanding from him.
It was, and again, talking to all the guys post game, being able to see, we're able to see KJG, catch up to him and follow up how his current status is, and we'll give more information once we do have it available. But and then just seeing all the players this week, they're just so happy. Seeing Austin Mack after the game, he just even though he only had one catch, he just absolutely loved this outcome.
Absolutely, and I think now it's just keeping the momentum going, folks. I mean, the Alouettes are going to be playing next Saturday at TD Place in Ottawa against the Red Blacks, and it's not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination, folks.
No, it's not. No.
So, I mean, the important divisional game, but now the Alouettes are riding a 3-game winning streak, and the momentum, that's really what it comes down to now, is the momentum right now is with Montreal.
No, it's true. And again, they just need to keep on going, make everything, get the right game plan. We'll see, obviously, with them playing today on Friday. They will get to work early next week on practice. We'll be able to, and as I've said to you, in weeks past on live and on the podcast, always watch the injury reports and the practice reports because it may give you a very good clue on who will and who won't be playing that next week.
Yeah. So that's it. Like this was absolutely a fun game to be a part of. Great win by the Alouettes. We'll delve into this more next week on the podcast. Be sure you're following us on socials. Obviously, if you're watching us here on Instagram, you know to follow us on Instagram. Make sure you check us out on Twitter/X, Facebook. And also, too, if you've missed this live, we will be posting it to our YouTube page, which you can find at youtube.com/Alouettes Flightdeck. Make sure you're following us on our socials as well.
Yeah, and in the archives, too, AlouettesFlightdeck.ca. Everything will be there for you guys. And we enjoyed. Hey, we got to do it over at Percival Molson tonight, so it was fun. It really was fun seeing this game. And if you haven't come out to see an Owls game yet, why? Why haven't you?
Well, better yet, all the more reason for you to enter our contest every time we give away our Flight Crew seats. So make sure you're checking that out as well. Again, give us a follow on socials. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know in the comments below, as always. Once again, thanks for tuning in to Flight Deck Live. Make sure you tune in next week to the Flight Deck for more of our thoughts on this absolutely outstanding Alouettes victory.
Yes, sir. So, I'm Tim Capper.
I'm Cliffy D. Thanks again for watching Flight Deck Live. We will see you soon.